my God, are we recording? Honey, is it on? Is it on? Is this thing recording? This is your girl, TS Madison, coming to you loud, live, and always and forever in color from the Outlaws, the podcast with none other than this bitch called TS Madison. I think I introduced myself twice.
It's okay. I think you nailed it.
I think it's two of me inside.
I was literally gonna be like, perfect. You nailed it.
Now I want to know how do I properly pronounce your last name?
Afualo. So it's like off wallow.
I swallow.
There you go.
There it is.
Yes.
I
and I do.
Well,
there you go.
You see, I always find someone that is a kindred spirit to the TS. Yeah. And I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I love.
Somewhere dirtily in the process of our show, but I love the way that we got off on two good feet. And I love the fact that this microphone is on my tit and it's like really, oh, there it is. It's up now. And we're about to really get into some things. Mm-hmm. So the premise of my show is it's the Outlaws. Mm-hmm. And you are a very, very big person on the TikTok.
I am, yes. Unfortunately.
I know. There's never anything unfortunate about being big somewhere.
That's true. I agree.
Take it from me. I used to go by another name, honey, before I was baptized.
Period.
And so I would have one of those if I didn't have the other name I used to go by.
Mm-hmm. Period.
And so we're here here on this show because the people that come here make statements, not just in their own box, but in the world. And sometimes, you know, we get labeled as like the outcasts, the outlaws.
Yeah, totally.
But one thing about it, we're always wanted.
Period.
All the time.
And special. One of one.
Special. I think it's because we are blessed to be, I think God gives us a certain type of light.
I agree.
And
to stand out.
Because we're just not going to fit in.
Never.
It's just never fitting into anything.
Yeah.
And so I wanted this show to be about celebrating people who are outlaws. I love that. And celebrating people who are outspoken, who are loud, loud, and in color like myself. Because I've been navigating this social media thing and this media thing for a long time. Like
You're a legendary
legendary girl.
I know that all about you.
I want to say, sometimes I sit back and I think to myself, like, girl, wait a minute, you're 40, you'll be 48 this year.
You look good, girl.
Thank you.
You look so good.
It's called Berta's Creams Lotions and Ointment. I was going to be 48 this year, and I remember my first video going viral when I was 20-something.
Wow. Period.
You know?
Yes.
And then it's just like, well, you're going to be 48, and one of your first videos went viral when you were 20-something.
And you're still. Period. You're still so period. You're still so T.
Yes.
Love that about you.
And so that's why we did this Outlaw show, because you'll never be able to erase the light that God put into us.
Amen.
Now listen, those were my opening remarks.
Love that.
There's a segment of my show. It's called Talk Your Shit.
Okay, period.
Now, it's time for you to talk your shit. In this segment, you tell us who you are, what you do, what you're proud of. This is your time to shine, and I don't want you to hold back. I did it the white girl way.
Right.
Bitch, I want you to tell those motherfucking people out there, tell them your name, who you is, how many followers you fucking got, how much impact you make on social media,
Period.
that you are who you are. And I don't want you to have any reservations about bragging on who you are, what you've accomplished, because the people will tell you, we got to be humble. You got to be humble. Mm-hmm. Sit down, be humble. We ain't being humble, though. No. We outlaws. We're always wanted.
Yeah, period.
So I want you to look into that camera, and I want you to talk your shit. I want you to tell me about your accolades. I want to tell me about the followers you got. I want me to tell you. I just want you to run it down so that those girls be out there that's going to watch the show. I want to be like, that bitch ain't all that. That bitch ain't that. Bitch, this is why I'm this.
I agree.
My name is.
One thing you don't got to do is beg me to talk about myself, girl.
Yeah.
I will talk about myself.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. That's what you need.
My name is. Okay. And then go for it.
Okay. My name is Drew Afualo. I am 29 years old. I'm going to be 30 this year.
Whoa,
Look at me.
A baby.
And I can't wait to be 30 because then I can say, oh, I'm only 30. But now that I'm 29, I'm old in 20s. Anyways, so I joined TikTok 4-ish years ago at this point after I got fired when I was working at the NFL. I was working at the NFL, got fired. 2 weeks later, COVID hit. Then my man encouraged me to start posting on TikTok. So I started posting, at first telling stories, but then it turned into kind of like me just attacking the worst men on planet fucking Earth. I go in and antagonize them on purpose. Like I swing on them when their backs are turned. And then they always try to respond and it never works because they're broke and ugly. So, that doesn't lend towards intellect normally. So I've been fucking up men online for years and it grew me this very large following on TikTok. On TikTok, I have 8.2 mil. On Instagram, I have 1.3 mil. I have a comment section show, which is with Spotify. It's Spotify exclusive. My show got bought after only filming, I think, like 12 to 14 episodes. I wasn't even in season 2 yet before I got bought. Clock that. And then on top of that, I've written a book, New York Times bestseller. Clock that,
Clock
too.
that, bitch.
And 2 weeks on the list. And also, I'm the first Samoan woman ever to make that list. So, fucking period.
Wow.
And then, what else? I have a bunch of other shit going on now. But now I'm just kind of chilling where I'm at. Trying to catch up to you, girl.
Girl, listen. I'm over here like, honey, I like a good first time. But you just ran it down. What I appreciate about you is that you came out and you just blurted just how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people really understand about authentically being yourself.
Right. Yeah.
People think like, well, and people are learning this now because I've been seeing a lot of girls who've been on TV and all this stuff. And then now they got to try to figure out this place, where to go because they don't have any connections because we've only seen them as a character.
Right.
When people fall in love with us, they fall in love with the real raw who we are, and then we start getting TV deals and all that other type of shit.
We did it the reverse way.
The reverse way. And it's like the TV girls over there like, well, I'm scared to show my
right,
because they may not like me,
and we have no choice.
Girl, we don't know who you are. You've played a character. I
agree, and also women like us don't have the choice really. Most times, like they won't let us in, even if we fake everything. Mm-hmm. So I've even said like when I did an interview with Forbes. I said
you clock that too. Clock
that too. I was on the cover of Forbes for the 30 under 30 creator issue. Period.
Clock that.
When I did an interview with them, I was talking about how when I first grew my platform, I wasn't getting signed by anybody, and I was growing like 100,000 followers every day, and it's literally because of what I look like and how I talk. So it's like agencies were saying it was hard to market me. Like there's no way we're going to get her brand deals. There's no way we're going to do any of that because she's too loud and aggressive and mean. And honestly, what I've said before is, like, I just got too big to ignore. It wasn't that they just suddenly were like, wait, actually, I think she has something. I got too big to ignore. Yeah. So sometimes we have to force them to look at us.
It's like you don't want to let us through the door, so we'll stand outside.
Exactly.
We'll stand outside.
Absolutely.
And then we'll scream so loud that the walls will fall in. And bitch, hey.
Then they have no choice but to welcome us in. Yeah.
They have no choice.
And it's because we have no choice but to be ourselves. Yeah. Like we don't have that kind of assimilation in us anymore. At certain points, I feel like as soon as I unpacked a lot of my internalized like biases, whether it's like internalized racism, transphobia, homophobia, misogyny, all of that, I realized that I have I want to be seen as who I am.
Yes.
I don't want to be seen as what I'm pretending to be so I can fit in. And we're big, loud bitches. We have no choice.
Yes.
No choice.
And that's the thing. Like, and they've always tried to make this a comment. Like, I've tried to sell so many different TV shows or whatever. Mm-hmm. Some got, some don't. Mm-hmm. But it's always, where are we going to place you? We don't, Madison. And then you'll see them take fragments of you and put them into some skinny bitch. Yeah. And then next thing, the show don't work.
Yeah. It's crazy. You'll build something. Like I've done it in this industry where I've been hired to do something. They've never done it before. I've done it. It's succeeded really well. They took it from me, gave it to a white girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened many times. I'm sure it's happened to you many
countless times. I see so many people out there loud, laughing in color. I'm like, honey, it's not going to work because you've taken the formula and placed it in something that it doesn't fit.
And they don't have the sauce.
Right.
Sorry.
You ain't got the sauce.
You ain't got the sauce, and you could tell.
Yes.
It's inauthentic to them. I've heard that too on TikTok. Like, there have been many times where women are like, I make fun of men too, and how come she has those things and I don't? And I was like, I'm not the first bitch to make fun of men.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm not the first person alive to ever do that, especially not women. I said, you want to know what the secret is? It's me.
That's it.
Yeah, it's me, honey.
That's it.
I'm just that special.
I'm just that motherfucking special. The light was put through me.
Yeah, and I always say, like, you're too busy looking to your left and your right. That's why you never finish first.
That's right.
I don't have that problem.
I focus forward.
Me too.
And here's the thing, like people, I've never been not vulnerable enough to. You know me. Mm-hmm. You've been seeing me for years.
Yeah.
I will get online. My wig could be laying right there on the floor. It don't matter.
Me either. I film on the toilet, girl.
Yeah. Listen, I was on my show the other day drinking alcohol and got so drunk and the chair fell over. 1.2, 1.5, almost 2 million views of me saying, "Oh shit," you know. Yeah. I didn't try. That wasn't staged. It was just this, and I got up and started eating a salad. You know, but it's the fact of.
You're authentic.
It's it.
It's who you are.
I fail. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure. I don't know if you get this. I get this all the time when I'm in public. If fans come up to me, almost always they go, "Man, you're way prettier in person."
Yes.
Pause. What's that supposed to mean?
What the fuck do I look like? You know.
What do you mean by that?
It's like, oh, you're not even that big.
Yeah, I get that one too. I've gotten them before. They're like, I don't know why people call you fat. You're not fat at all.
And I'm like,
even if I was, bitch, fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch. I know you're gonna let me be fat.
Yeah, why you have to comment on it?
What the damn, you know? And so I got this series where I'm just on my social media. I got you're not allowed.
Yeah.
It's the you're not allowed. So they tell you as a star, oh, you're supposed to be too big. You're too big to respond to the comments.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
And I never will be.
I would never will be. No, I'm not above it.
Me too.
No.
I've gotten that from people that I fuck up still. They're like, I can't believe you're making time to do. Oh, baby, I got nothing but time.
That's it.
What are you talking about? I'm at home.
This is what I do.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of my thing. I'm waiting for you to wander in here so I can fuck you
tear
up.
Your ass up. Bitch.
I'm actually missing the problems. You know what I mean?
Like, damn, don't nobody want to get roasted today? Nobody wants to get roasted?
I know. Honestly, at one point, I was like, I did too good of a job. I cleaned up the streets too good.
Listen.
Nobody wants to fuck with me now.
But listen, but you get those ones that wonder and they ain't scared. You be like, okay, I like you, bitch. I like you. Bitch, you ain't scared. I'm finna give you something. My friend, bodyguard, and everything else that he's been labeled to me is sitting over there. He says, you're a toxic person. I'm like, toxic?
I've heard that too.
Like, I'm not toxic at all. Because he says the way I devour men up. Like men, I would devour a man up.
Me too.
And I know that I'm well endowed. I have a big dick. And so I always...
You and me both, queen.
Yes, bitch! Yes! And so I tell men immediately, honey, listen, you doing all that talking, you calling me fat and all this, let's meet check. How about we meet check, girl? How about that?
I'm going to borrow that.
Let's meet check.
I'm going to start saying that.
Let's meet check. Let's stand up and see who's real.
Let's measure it for real.
Let's measure it for real, girl.
You want to measure
Because obviously you know you're not beating me in the purse department, sweetie. Let's do this.
Right.
You know, and it's always the one that sneak in, that like to slide in and be like, and you be like, well, where did this one come from? And it's gotten so good now that he alerts me like, you see, such and such got to get it. Now, here's where I get a lot of flack, and so we done did an origin. Can we just go?
Yeah,
okay.
Do whatever, it's your show.
Here's where I get to the part where it's like, okay, you get these labels on you because I'm sure
Yeah,
you've gotten labeled. Like, you hate men.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
I'm perpetuating the problem, misogyny, all of
this. So I get this thing a lot where they say, TS Madison doesn't like black women. I'm like,
you are a black woman.
I'm a black woman.
Yeah.
But you don't want me to check these black women who are.
I see what you mean.
So now they can come in with the unmitigated gall and stand outside when I'm posting a nice picture of me rubbing through my hair. You're a man. You'll never have kids. You're ugly. And it's like, wait a minute.
I'm fine for you, girl.
You gathered all this because I just posted a picture of me doing this. You got.
Oh, okay.
That's what you wanted to come do?
No, for real.
So now I'm going to gather you.
Right.
I'm going to gather your house, your kids. I'm going to gather everything.
If we're going to gather, let's
just gather.
Let's.
Because
I get what you mean, because I've had that issue with women. Like, there are women who don't like me too. It pales in comparison. I'm sure yours is the same. Like, white, cis, straight men are my biggest perpetrators. But there are obviously other facets of people, other identities that don't like me as well for various reasons. But they're always centered in the same, which is you hate men. Like, I've had women say, like, why don't you just talk to them? Why don't you? Has that ever fucking worked? Have you ever talked to a hateful person and been like, please don't do that?
Yeah.
And they listen to you?
Right.
Right. I said, well, see, if you want to do that, I respect your right to do that, because that's the kind of the whole fucking point of intersectional feminism is like, women's autonomy. It's your ability to do and live your life however you want. So if you want to go and hold their hand when they call you a slur, by all means, I'm going to fuck them up. But that's just my method. You do whatever you want, queen. I don't care. That's kind of the point.
That's on you. And then some of those women will jump out. I'm sure you get this too. Oh, you never have that same energy for men. I'm like, have you Googled me?
They're not familiar with you.
Like, what do you mean?
You said those are my first stops. What are you talking about?
That's the first time I've ever stood on a motherfucking man's neck. What are you talking about? That's the first fight I did. And you
know what's funny? The first fight I've ever been in fact, the only fights I've ever been in have been with full-grown men.
Really?
Like actual fights. I've only ever fought with men. Literally. Never women. Women is just yelling and talking shit. The few times I've been physical with someone has all been men. And it's been men.
Bitch, I live physically. For her.
It's so funny. We were talking about this because this morning I was telling my cousin this story, but I was telling him the very first fight I ever got in was because a kid at school groped my sister and she was crying. And my sister's the first person I ever defended from bullies. Like I hate bullies. I don't hate men. I hate men too. I mean,
a little bit.
Hello. I mean, if you ever spent time with one, you fucking hate them too. That's why I'm like, hey, you know what? Like,
right, a little bit.
A little bit. It's okay. We can say it's fine. They'll be fine.
You know, there are times that I really be like,
in a good, when it's earned.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
But I remember he groped my sister. I was very upset about it. And I went and I fucked him up on purpose. And then I got pulled off him. And then I was telling him, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to kill you. That's the only thing I kept responding. When I got home, obviously I got in trouble from the school, but my mom was like, I'm proud of you for standing up for your sister. Little tip though, don't tell people you're going to kill them. That's a crime. And I was like, right, noted, got it. But my first time I ever put hands on someone was literally a man because he assaulted my sister. So I have seen many, many times men do awful fucking shit like that. And sometimes the only thing they respond to is violence, whether it's physical or verbal or emotional. And we happen to be good at all three.
Yes.
So there you go. That's their fault.
And to piggyback off of what you just said, I learned how to fight from defending my girlfriends from their boyfriends.
Yeah.
Jumping on them. So my first, I knew how to swing from fighting a man. Yeah. So when they're like, oh, you don't have the same energy for men. Bitch, I've been fighting men from day one.
Far more than you.
And for you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So why are we even here?
It's really upsetting too when it's like women or people that you care about that you're trying to defend. And a lot of times I feel like that's where I have empathy for them because I'm like, you're so lost in that sauce that you can't see past it.
Yeah.
I'm praying for you. I can't wait for you though.
It's like white women voting for Trump.
Exactly. It's like you're voting against your own interests. There's nothing I can do to save you. I got to protect everybody else.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about you. You made your choice. And I got the same shit from women recently when I was defending trans women.
Yeah.
From TERFs.
Yeah.
Because I fucking hate TERFs.
Yes.
And they kind of undermine the entire fucking point of feminism as a fucking whole. TERFs, I've gotten fucking shit from them and also Trump supporting women.
Yeah.
Like, because I made a video literally saying, I fucking hate him. I hate him. And if you voted for him, I hate you too.
Yeah.
I explicitly said that in a video that did really well on TikTok. And I had so many white women mostly messaging me saying like, oh, I don't understand why we can't have different me of all people, yeah, don't fucking follow me. Like, they're like, you don't want our support? No, I don't. No.
I don't need it.
I don't need it. I don't want it. Don't fucking give it to me. I've told them, don't follow me, unfollow me, block me. Don't spend money on shit I sell.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
Like, and I that's the thing about you and I is like, we're fucking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with the shits, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm for real.
For real about
When I tell you
like,
I fucking hate him, I hate him.
Yes, I don't
like,
fuck with him.
That.
And somebody, oh my God, we so kindred spirits.
And we're unwilling to like hide that part of us.
Because it's like, bitch, listen, if you went down there to the polls and you pressed anything, if you thought like, oh, well, he's going to bring down eggs, and you didn't hear all the rest of the shit.
Nothing else registered. Nothing at all.
So you didn't hear anything else, but he's gonna bring down eggs. You didn't hear them running on the stupid fact that like trans people are the public enemy number one,
right,
and it's
exactly.
like how
less than 1% of the population.
How?
Sure. And I was like, less than 1% of the population. That's why the TERF thing was really upsetting to me, because they're like, I thought you fought for women. I do.
Yeah.
I fight for all women.
Yeah.
You fight for white women.
Yeah.
Even if you yourself are not a white woman. If you're a fucking TERF,
yes,
you're only fighting for white women.
Girl, listen.
You're fighting their battle, girl.
Sister, listen. Yesterday, the other day, I was on YouTube and I was talking, and I said, and women got offended. I said, dark-skinned women. If you're dark-skinned, you gotta chill with the transphobia.
Yeah,
because you're first in line. Big women. If you with the transphobia and you're a bigger woman, you're also going to be subject to it. You got to stop. You got to chill.
It's going to hurt all of us.
It's going to swing on your ass too.
And I'm a big bitch too. That's why I was like, I have been called a man many times.
It.
Yes, many times. Before this too, I've been called, I've been accused. It's all of that. That's why I said all of our oppression is tied together. It's all tied together. So it's very upsetting to me when women of color are TERFs too, because I'm always like, you don't understand. This is going to hit us first.
I'm like bro, and with emphasis in my chest, bro.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
You know, I don't give a fuck how big and fat and wet your pussy gets. I don't give a fuck about how big and fat and wet your pussy gets.
Well, they're not even going to get that far.
If you are a darker woman and you have bigger features, or
you're just not Eurocentric at all.
You're not Eurocentric, bitch. You are in danger.
Yeah, we are. All of us are.
Don't add to that.
Yeah, you're making it worse.
Don't stand over and say, "Oh, that doesn't affect me." It does.
It does. It always. If you're not phenotypically European in any way, shape, or form, you are subject to it. And like, I'm Polynesian, I'm Samoan, so like, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm a big bitch. I'm tall. I've always been big. I've been thicker than most. I'm strong. I have more muscle than most women. Like, it's all a ruse. Like this witch hunt for trans people.
Yes.
It's all a ruse to distract you from what the fuck they're actually doing. And it's like, this sounds so fucking lame, but like, it's like in Wicked when he goes, sometimes you need to give them an enemy. Yeah. You need to give them one person to focus on. Otherwise there's no unity. Yes. Which is fucking true. So they're picking the most vulnerable. Like I've even said, trans women are the most vulnerable amongst us, especially Black trans women are the most vulnerable amongst women. Subject to violence. And even when I was fighting TERFs, I was fighting them. And this is what I said. I said, if you're a TERF still, and it's 2025, your ass stinks. That's what I said. I said, your ass stinks. You have shit in your butt. You're a loser. Nobody likes you. That's what I said. Even when I've said it, they're like, the way I've described it, they're like, that's all I said. That's not even close to mean. I could be way meaner than that.
Well, I'll help you. Actually, your pussy stinks.
All of it.
You're pussy.
Nasty, disgusting, you're gross, nobody likes you. And I've said that. And I literally was like, I'll die by the dolls. You guys are fucking crazy. Yeah. But also I was like, I actually know and love trans people in real life. Even if I didn't though, I'd be saying the same shit. But I actually know and love them in real life. That's why TERFs, I'm like, you've never met or spent time with or loved a trans person, you can tell. Yeah. You can fucking tell. And if you have met one, you didn't know. Yeah. And now all of a sudden you're a fucking expert. Yeah. And the whole thing was around like a women's only gym, and this woman was marketing it as like, oh, it's for all women, including trans women. Then she got her fucking little bag. Then she was like, actually, I changed my mind.
Yeah, trans the Black girl.
Yes.
So that's who I was talking.
Oh, that's who you were talking about too? Look at us. We're twins. I did the same shit.
That's who I was talking about. Yeah. And she's dark skinned. Yeah. And I was saying, I mean, you probably went a little bit more harder than me. and I try my best But I'm getting to a point where it's just like, fuck it. You've already labeled me whatever you labeled me. I try my best not to get in the ring because it's like because you're not gonna beat me anyway, girl. Not just because I was born male, but because you're not fast enough.
Right, exactly.
And it's like I said, ma'am, I understand that, you know, you think that you're doing something here, but you're dark skinned. And that's not a bad thing to be dark skinned.
No, not at all.
But you got to understand
how that plays out for us.
How that works.
Yeah, how it plays out. It's not, well, and also I'm just like, what are you doing? Puss checks at the door?
Like, what are you fucking
pull
doing?
your pants down, I want to see. You're fucking weird. Like, even if that was a requirement, this is a fascist fucking shit.
Not Drew, hold on. I'm going to play devil's advocate because I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra, and I like to balance the scale.
I do love Libras.
I like to, what's your sign?
My man's a Libra.
Oh.
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, y'all have really great sex. So let me try to be devil's advocate here. Not for them, but just because I've gotten in trouble because I don't listen. When I fry, if you're meat, you just get fried, and that means if you're cis meat, if you're trans meat, if you're non-binary meat, if you're I fry you.
You say you're an equal opportunity.
If you're meat, you get fried.
I feel you.
You know,
I get what you mean.
Sister, I was on a podcast talking about some political shit and like how, and I had been saying biological, and I fucked up and said cis because
that's what it is. That's the term.
The women, and it's usually like
she's cis woman.
She's a cisgender woman.
Yes, it's okay.
Usually, she's using the term, and I'm like.
And you get nervous about using it.
Because I'm like, oh my God.
Because you just don't want to hear it, right?
It's because it's just like, and they start on me. But my girlfriend told me, she said, Madison, they're going to be transphobic regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless if you use cis, regardless if you use bio.
That's actually so true.
They're going to be it. They're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, they've made up their mind. Even recently, when I was defending trans women, they started calling me a man in there. Like women were going like, oh, well, you must have a lot in common because you're also a man. Is that the best you got, bitch? Like calling me a man?
Here's the gag.
That's it?
You couldn't be a wall without the man. Let them bitches know. You couldn't be a wall without the man.
I was like, and what if I took your man? Then what?
Right.
Don't tempt me. Don't piss me off.
What if I took your man and he sucked my dick?
Then what? From the back.
What, bitch?
And honestly, I just remembered in that video, the last thing I said was, you guys can suck my dick. And then I said, actually, suck it from the back because I don't want to look at you. That's what made them really mad. Oh. Now that I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Me going, all I said was your ass stink. That's actually not all I said. That was the last thing I said.
So that's your villain era.
I'm constantly in it.
I mean, and me too. Yeah. And we don't even try to do it. You know, we just try to, make statements. It's like.
Well, and it's like unfortunately, it's one of those things where our lives are inherently political. We have no choice but to live that way. And then when you try to have these conversations, especially with people who are like trying to learn, I even did an interview once with a white woman, and she was really nice, but it was very clear to me that it was almost like she had just found out about a lot of stuff. It felt like, you know how sometimes white people, they get hip to the game real late, and then they're like, did you guys know that racism is everywhere?
You're like...
I'm like, oh, someone called the church elders.
Wait a minute.
I did know.
You just found out that is sugar on Frosted Flakes?
Yeah, it's like, it's like, did you guys know that they don't like immigrants here? What? Yeah, I did. I've actually known about that for a while. I can't believe you didn't know. It's all right. And these women are like older than me too at the time. So I remember when they were talking to me, it was very frustrating to me because... And I probably felt similarly to the way that you were describing how you felt on a podcast once, because it feels like I'm having a conversation with someone who just learned yesterday that people that don't look like them live a harder life. And it's really hard for me because I don't have a lot of empathy for people like that, because I'm like, you're 100. What do you fucking mean you just found out? Like, what do you mean? Why do I have more information than you do? You've been on this earth as long as Jesus Christ himself. And you don't know that shit? Like, it gets really frustrating for me too. And then I feel like you do, where I have to kind of tamper myself down, meet them where they're at, then kind of gas them up a little bit. And then we can have a
Because
conversation.
it feels like, okay, now I got to coddle you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's
now
like,
I got to be like,
yeah, and it feels exhausting.
Well, you know.
It's like, no, I know you guys are doing a lot. Trust me, I know white women are really trying their hardest. Like, I have to validate you.
Yeah, you are. But then you go down there and you vote for Trump.
Right. And then it's like even sometimes like I've had women say like, yeah, like I have women who I see all the time and they're so they're like, oh, I'm not homophobic, I'm not transphobic, but they voted for Trump. And I was like, well, first of all, you still spend time with those women? I don't spend time with people who vote differently than me. I don't ever surround myself with people like that. So that's one thing I can't relate to white people about at all. They'll make space for people like that all the time. Not me.
Yeah.
And then when she says that, I like explained to her, I was like, I think that sometimes people think that homophobia, transphobia, racism, whatever, is like just slurs. And they're like, well, I don't say the slur, so I must not be homophobic. That's actually not how that works at all. Nope. Not even a little. Mm-mm. And the fact that you still think that in your 100 is concerning to me.
Very concerning.
And then, but I'm like, I mean, I'm glad you're not voting for Trump. I'm grateful for that. But there's a lot of other work that you should be digging in. Yeah. You should be working on.
Yeah.
And cis women are victims of that too.
Yes, very much so. Mm-hmm. Like you shouldn't want to be subservient to your husband.
Right.
Do you not understand that women just got their rights to vote?
Right. That's what I mean. And especially with white women too, because it's like, actually my man explained this to me when we were first dating, like years ago.
Which we're going to get into, because as much as she hates men, she's engaged.
Damn right. Clock that too.
Clock that.
And he explained oppression to me and how people view it as like a classroom, as like an example. So at the very front of the classroom is cisgendered heterosexual white men. Mm-hmm. And they don't think oppression exists because there's nothing in front of them. Yeah. They're like, I'm at the front of the class. It's fine. It's awesome. What are you guys talking about? It's great up here. As you go back each line, it's each intersection of oppression puts them further behind so they can see all the people in front of them who are actively ahead of them, being treated better than them. At the very, very back of the classroom is Black trans women. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's the easiest way I've found to explain oppression to people who don't understand. Because when they say things like, well, I don't say, I feel like I'm being persecuted for being white. If I hear that one more goddamn time, I swear to God. But I'm like, you don't understand how oppression works. You don't understand intersectionality, right? So when I explain it to them in the classroom way, they're like, oh. So obviously Black trans women know more than anybody how oppression works because they're at the very, very bottom of the totem pole when it comes to stuff like that. So that means that even though I have privileges too, that other people further oppressed than me don't have. So it's like, it's your job as like, I think someone who cares about others to turn and look back. Yeah. And see who's behind you and see who needs help and see why they're being held back. And that's kind of the whole fucking point of intersectional activism as a whole. And I feel like people like yourself who have been you're such a trailblazer in so many ways, but you're also known for being your personality as well. So when people like get really hung up on the way you're trying to have these conversations, they're not focusing on what it is you're trying to talk about. They're focusing on these
how
like
it makes them feel.
Yeah, and it's like buzzwords, like things that make them feel certain things, which is not a bad thing, but it's like, let's remember who's on our side and who's not. Yes. Like, let's remember the context and intention is important. And the intention of the conversation is just as important as the conversation itself. So you're trying to have them in good faith. It's not a bad thing that you want to have the conversation.
And when I sit around and I talk about this with my friends that are straight, that are gay, you know, especially my straight friends that are weird type like this. And I say to them, I say, you got to understand that, you know, you're Black. You're a Black man. Again, I'm behind you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just behind you. We may not agree on everything, but I'm also protecting you too.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't turn around and do that for me.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's one of those things where it's like one person's oppression doesn't pull from another. Yeah. We're all being oppressed. Like, isn't that the whole fucking point? Yes. Like, isn't that the whole point? The point is that this is not okay. It's not fair. It's not, I've told cis women this. I'm like, just because you cut out trans women, it doesn't mean you cut in the line to equality. You're not going to get there faster just because you cut out trans women. That's not how it fucking works.
Right.
Believe it or not, they can't tell the difference. Most cis, awful transphobic men cannot tell the difference at all. They group us all together. They lump us all together. So it's like, it works against your best interests and mine for us to squabble amongst ourselves. We're not supposed to be doing that. It doesn't move anybody forward. It doesn't advance us. It just continues. Honestly, while we do this, they get further ahead than us. Like they go further ahead than us. And I know what you mean too. It's like, it's not fair to think that like one person's pain is more valid than another's. It's not realistic.
It's
like
not.
In the world that we live in. Also, the fact that you were saying too that you're so happy to be the age you are. You have so much wisdom about you. Like you've seen the world in many different shades and colors for so long. So it's almost like you have to listen to what they say and their experiences. It's important. Experience is valid and important.
You know, what hurts me the most, and I know you as a woman, well, we don't get hurt much, but you know, when we do allow
I know what you mean, yeah.
What hurts me the most is to see my own.
Yeah, I get that.
My own.
Mm-hmm.
I fuss and fight a lot, and I expect white people to do whatever white people do.
Me
I
too.
Expect that. Like
Me too.
I'm not shocked when they do it.
Me too.
It hurts more when it looks like you.
You're so me. Yeah, I agree. It's when the people that you fight for and walk alongside, you're like, you too, girl. Like don't do this to me.
What the fuck?
I think that about women, especially women of color, when they get pissed off at me or they're misogynistic or transphobic or homophobic, I'm always like, I'm fighting for you, bitch.
Like, sister. Like,
okay, I'll keep fighting, and then you'll and it will do it for you too.
Yeah, but I'll still run you over with my car. But that don't mean
But I'm fighting for the right to run you over with my car.
But that won't mean I won't come back. Or I won't send somebody to take you to the hospital, girl. I'll run you over with my car, bitch. But we gonna get to the finish line.
Yeah,
you know?
we're coming. You'll don't worry. You'll get there just after us.
But it's just like that's where it hurts. The most.
I agree.
And trying to explain that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you don't fucking get it?
I know. I've had that issue with women when the few times I've had to call out women. I don't ever make fun of women the same way I make fun of men, but I have called out women before for being awful and being bigoted towards me and others. And the amount of times I've had women message me and be like, I thought you fought for women. I thought you never made fun of women. That's not what I said. Like you said, I'm an equal opportunity fighter.
Yeah, if you're meat,
everybody's catching it.
If you're meat, I'll fry you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how it works for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm from the South. We fry every fucking thing. We fry pickles.
Exactly.
We fry chicken. We fry fish. Bitch, if you're meat, if I can batter you up,
right,
I'm gonna fry you.
If anything, that's the most affirming thing I could do for you.
Yeah,
is treat you just like
everybody fucking else.
I'll beat your ass just like everybody else.
Just like everybody else, bitch. I don't care what your color is or what you. I will fry you. You're meat. I will fry you.
Exactly. I'm the same way. So I've had to explain to them. I was like, that doesn't just because I don't fuck you up the same way I fuck up men does not mean I'm not gonna hold you accountable for shit. What about me has ever led you to believe that I like to keep my mouth shut when people are disrespectful? When you come and disrespect me, you get disrespected. That's what fucking happens.
Yep.
My disrespect varies, but that's just because I'm older now and I've learned a little bit more and I have more fun fucking up men. So that's a joy thing for me. That kindles joy for me.
So where did that derive from?
Like why I hate them? Why I hate men?
Yes. Where did it derive from?
I honestly don't know. I feel like in the beginning when I first started blowing up and I would do interviews, they would ask me like if I've ever been like severely wronged by a man, which like obviously I've been treated like shit by men. I think that's a rite of passage, especially if you date men.
Well, I mean, if think all women have been treated like, you know.
That's what I was like, that's like a universal understanding for us. But I was like, I've never had anything though that was like, now I'm gonna be mean to them like a villain. I just like, they've just always irritated the fuck out of me. And I think part of that is like just my inane like confidence. Like I've had this borderline delusional confidence since I could like formulate thoughts. And so I've always thought I was just better than men. So I was like, and in my house, like in Samoan culture, at its very root, it's matriarchal. So we hold women in very high regard in my culture, and women have very, very prominent roles in the family. They're decision makers, right? They in government, all that stuff, especially prior to being colonized. And so like my house was no exception to that. My mom was the breadwinner the majority of my life. And my dad's dream was to be a stay-at-home dad. Like, my dad's dream was to be at home. Like, he was like, I want to be at home with the kids and I want to take care of them. And in Samoan culture, men do all the cooking and cleaning and women take care of children and the elderly. Like, that was kind of how our roles were kind of dispersed. But also, there was never a gender binary in my culture either. There was more than 2 genders for hundreds of thousands of years.
Right.
So, like, that's just kind of how I was raised. I was raised that women are strong and powerful and deserve respect. Like, that's just kind of how I've always seen women. And that's how I've always seen my mom. I've always seen the women in my family. So when I hit puberty and moved out into the world, like, when I saw how men were treating women, I was like, oh, this shit's not going to fly with me. Oh, this doesn't work in my house. No,
like,
actually doesn't work for me.
Right.
Yeah, no. So I think that's just kind of where it started. And then as I started interacting with men, I was like, oh, you guys are awful. Ugh. But I've never felt that way about women. I've always like, in fact, I thought I was gay for a while because I was like, maybe I like women more than I think. Turns out it's not. That's not the case. But I just really love women. I've just always loved women and found community with women. And I've always thought women are just the most powerful, beautiful, amazing people in the world. Yeah.
It's the same for me, but I'm not sexually attracted to women.
Me either.
I find that I've actually always felt connected to both.
Really? Love that.
I think
that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's why I haven't had an operation.
Oh, I love.
And it was not because I just don't want a pussy. But
that's fair.
Because I don't think I don't need it to do what I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I love men, but I hold men's nuts to the fire.
Me too. That's a great way to describe mine too.
I will hold them their nuts to the fire. Like, sir, stop it. Like, like you really let me point out to where you're wrong in this situation, like, or where this stuff happens.
Same.
So with that being said, how did you find your husband?
Oh,
your fiance.
We actually went to high school together.
Mm.
We're not high school sweethearts though, but that's how we met, was in high school. We were friends in high school. And then we started dating after I graduated from college. So kind of a boring story, but not.
Oh, it's not boring.
Yeah, but I've told.
Because the way you dissect men, that's just like, people wouldn't even think that you'd be in a relationship.
Oh, yeah. And then when they see what he looks like, they're like,
and he's
fuck.
very handsome.
They're like, God, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn. I know. They're always like, I bet she's single. Wrong.
No, right.
Oh, I bet he's ugly. Wrong. Right. I bet he's short.
Wrong.
I got some
I bet you got
news.
a little dick. Wrong.
Exactly. That's also wrong. And I'm sorry to say, that's also very wrong. But I made this joke to Latrice Royale.
Yes, my bitch.
Yeah, I love her. The other day, because one of my girlfriends, we were fucked up together like a year ago, last year. And we were chatting. And then she was like, I got to ask you something. I was like, sure. She's never asked me anything like this. And she's known me for years. And she's like, oh, it's really good, isn't it? Talking about my man. And then I go, 7 years, no ring. What do you think? Now I have a ring, so it's period. I'm kidding, but
how does he feel about your content?
He loves it. He actually, and I laugh all the time because I'm like, he encouraged me to go on TikTok. I don't think he could have ever known that it would have turned into what it was. But like when it started turning into that, he honestly sometimes would tell me, he's like, I think you could have been meaner. And I was like, damn, you think? I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't ask for notes, but appreciate it. And then second of all, sure. I was like, I could be meaner. Sure. Why not?
Does it turn him on?
He loves it. He's one of those guys that like first of all, he got tall and handsome in high school, like pretty early on. So like he was arrogant in high school, immature. I was too, I'm sure to an extent. But he always really liked that I was like, fuck you, just about everything. And it's because he was so handsome and charming. He never struggled for like female attention. Like women put their pussy in the wind when that bitch walks around still to this day.
You'd be like,
oh, girl. I'm always like, he's not that impressive, I promise.
Oh.
But he loved that about me. I think he really liked that part about me.
I think I've met the female version of me.
Period. I'm a twin. We're twins.
I truly believe that I met the female version of me.
I love that. Me too.
Because it's right. You've met the trans version of you. It's like, because you sitting here saying the thing is just like the stuff that they be going up about me. Oh, he's so. You be like, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck him then.
Yeah. And I've said before, I feel like my group of girlfriends in college were so pivotal to my development too, as like unpacking like my internalized misogyny, like getting rid of that. Because when I was in college, I had never met like women before that were so sexually free. I'd never met women like that in my life. Like obviously in high school, like women are being sexually active, whatever. But like these women, my best friends from college, and they're still my friends to this day. They literally would be like, I think I'm gonna go fuck him and see how it is.
Yeah.
And I'll be back.
I like those type
And I'd
of
be
women.
like, all right. And then I would check in with them and they'd be like, it's not that good.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was like, I remember one of my girlfriends in college, she was like, I haven't had sex in months and I need to do it. And I think I'm going to pick a guy in my philosophy class. And I was like, why that one? She goes, they're not as annoying as like the other classes. Then she told me all about it and she goes, okay, well, I got my nuts, so I'm good. I don't need to talk to him anymore. I'm good.
I like it.
I'd never met women like that in my life that were so confident and stuff like that in their dating and their sexual history and like just how they like to enjoy life
You
and dating.
do know that's how that men used to say that they could clock me.
Really?
Girl, because I used to be like, I don't got time for this. Let me see it.
Well, now I know why they're telling me that all the time.
Like, I don't have time for that. Like, let me see it.
How is that clocking? How does that
Because they
give
say
them any info?
women aren't that women don't go after, or they're not that.
Well, now all
like
these pieces are coming together.
Yeah,
right?
Because they used to be like, when I met a guy, that's how he said. That's how I knew you were. That's how I knew you were a man.
What?
He said I knew you were a man because you were so aggressive. You went straight for you wanted.
Girl, you're like,
and
shut up.
I'm like, sir. First of all, okay, I'm not a man.
Yeah.
I was born male, but I'm not a man.
Yeah.
I am a transsexual because as transgender now. But I was I'm a transsexual. Bitch. And I don't have time to be going through all of this. Are we fucking or not?
You're like, still a lot of this.
Yeah.
Whip it out.
Like this. What are we doing here? Oh, should I do mine? Yeah. Let's see. Like, what are we doing?
Funny? You know what's so funny about that? One time when I was in college, I was leaving the bar with my girlfriend and like fucked up beyond belief, obviously on other men's dime. That was my favorite thing to do, was
spending up their money.
Oh yeah, girl. Sometimes my girlfriends would be like, go take a lap because I'm thirsty. And I'd be like, period. And I'd walk around. My man still does that with me. I can't do it anymore because now I'm a public person. But when we were first dating, my man would be like, do you think you could just walk around and maybe someone will buy you drinks? I do it all the time. He didn't care. He didn't give a fuck. Anyways, so then I'd be like, yeah, my friend needs a drink too. Thank you so much. And it's my boyfriend. Go and give it to him.
Yeah.
But when I was in this one time, I was with my girlfriend. We were leaving. And this guy was like, just a clinger. You know, he like buys you drinks and you're like, okay, go find someone else, right? But he was just attached to me. And he like got in the Uber with us and we're like going home. And he keeps going, I just want to get to know you. I just want to get to know you. And I was like, no, I want to go to bed. He's like, I just want to get to know you. And then I got so sick of him, like just too much, that I was like, you don't want to get to know me. You want to fuck me. And I don't want to do that. So either this car stops right now, you get the fuck out, or you give him your address. Now. And then he was like, oh yeah, I live at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we took him home. And then when we left, I remember like months later, I got picked up by an Uber driver again. Me and my girlfriends are going out. And then he asked me, he goes, hey, did I pick you up from this bar like a month ago or so? And I go, I don't know, why? And he goes, I just remember your voice because I remember thinking, oh, that guy's being really pushy and blah, blah, blah. Mind you, not doing anything, right? The guy's being pushy on me. Then he hears me go, you don't want to get to know me. You want to fuck me. So either get out or give him your address. He remembered me yelling that, and he remembered my voice so distinctly. And I remember him saying, like, I've just never heard girls talk like that to men before. I've never heard that before.
Yes.
And I was like, you've never heard a bitch tell a man to go fuck himself?
I think it's they don't like, what I don't think is men understand powerful women.
Right.
You become a man when you get too powerful.
Right. And the fact that they automatically associate it with being a man is crazy.
Yeah, because it's like, who said that because you're a man, you're powerful?
Right. The most powerful people I know are women.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about a powerful man.
In all forms, darling.
Yeah, period.
I like worship. Even when you think you fucking me, I'm allowing you to have this.
Period.
Even when I'm on my knees servicing your penis.
You're welcome.
Thank me.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm allowing you to have this.
You're so me. You're so me. I've thought that all the time.
You're given permission to do this.
Sometimes I've told my man when we're fighting, I'm like, No, because when you talk to me like I'm some regular bitch off the street, I'm not listening.
Yeah.
You know good and goddamn well I'm not some regular ass bitch. You know that.
Right.
You know that about me.
When you're choking me with your hands around my throat and thrusting your penis in me and I'm telling you to fuck me.
You're welcome.
You have a moment. At any moment, I can make you get off of me. I'm not going to just tell. I was gonna make you get off of me. So enjoy the moments that I'm giving you. I'm in charge here at all times.
You're so mean.
Yeah.
You're so mean.
Now, so we've come to the end of our show.
Look at us.
Listen. I could do this like a sex machine all day.
Me too.
All right. So it's called Ban It, Bitch. Mm-hmm. Now, what happens is we find something that if we ruled the world, we would just ban it. Like they banning LGBTQ books. They banning all this other stuff. They banning it. So now we turning the tables and we banning
love.
So I'm going to go first.
Cool.
And I'm going to show you how to do it.
Okay.
And then you follow.
Perfect.
My name is TS Madison. And if I ruled the world, I would ban men who think they are in charge. I want you to know that whatever I give you, bitch, I've given you permission to have it. Mm-hmm. I want you to understand, honey, that I'm banning your ego from being so big that you think that you're really running things and you're really not. I'm banning you from walking in telling me to lay down and thinking that you are in charge. I only lay down because my body told itself to lay down. And it's because I wanted you to climb on top of me. So I'm banning your huge male ego. Now, I'll take your cock. I will take that. But I'm banning you thinking that you are in control of me. I want to ban all men who think that they have the right to have control over women's bodies.
Period. Love. Okay. Okay, gorge. Okay. My name is Drew Afualo, and if I was the leader of the world, I would ban anyone and anything that is bigoted.
Oh.
So, and this is how I'd ban it too. Let's say I'm leader of the free world. You're homophobic, hung in the town square.
Yes!
You're transphobic, death by lethal injection. I was like, in fact, I'll ban it so severely that I'll start coming up with creative ways to kill you. I'll be like, death by hounds, death by shark. Like, I'm going to get real creative and start tossing you in volcanoes. Something like that. So if I were you, when I come to power, you better hide if you're a bigot. Because first offense, dead. First offense, dead, dead, dead. You're all fucking dead. I'm going to kill you all. And I'm not talking about marginalized people when they joke about each other. We all know what bigotry really is.
Yes.
So really tried and true bigotry, you're going to die when I come to power. And that's a promise, not a threat. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
We did it.
Look at us. We did it.
Sister, this was so fun.
It was so fun.
I love when I meet me.
Me too.
I promise you, I love when I meet me. It's like
we're so in love with ourselves.
Oh my God, we're narcissists.
I would love to say really quick before we cut, I would love to say, I think you are a fucking icon. I have admired you forever. Well before I started doing this, I think you're so, so, so integral to any sort of representation that happens outside of any sort of Eurocentric beauty standard. You are a fucking trailblazer. It's an honor to be in your presence and to be your twin.
Thank you, twin.
But it's an honor to be on your show. I just think you're fucking amazing.
Listen,
and I was so excited to come meet you. I think you're the best. I think
receive
you're fucking
it.
awesome.
I receive all
I'm
of
so
it.
glad.
And I'm so happy you came.
Me too.
I'm so happy that we are sisters.
Me too. You are,
so
and I
happy.
knew it. I had a feeling.
You knew it.
I was like, I just know she's just like me.
Just exactly like you. And listen, I love everything about you. I want you to make sure that you're good to that man because when you find somebody that can put up with us,
girl, don't I know it?
Keep them.
Even when I've seen old pictures of us when he's like doing shit just because he loves me. Yeah. I remember one time I was looking at a picture and I go, God, that man loves me so much.
Yeah, keep him and love him back, and also make sure that you cut, slice, stab, maim, and kill any bitch that thinks that they can take that place.
Oh, period.
But also let him know that you will throw him in the trash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, girl. He's my dog, my cat that I let out the house. He can wander the neighborhood, but he always comes home. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, don't worry about him. He doesn't have a collar. It's fine. He'll come back.
Yeah. Fuck him if you like, but girl,
Right.
he won't do nothing.
Oh, you can pet him, but he's not going to go in your house. I can promise you that.
Trust, because I put a spell on that dick.
Exactly.
I fixed that mailbox.
You goddamn fucking right, and it's right between my legs.
That's
bitch,
right.
period.
I done fixed that mailbox so I know it done been messed with. That's a Color Purple line. Listen, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was an
Not
honor.
just for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
We need voices like this from cisgender women.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine I got offended right there.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh my God. All right, cut the goddamn camera off, damn it.
Woo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy it, Mama?